is that? Hey everybody, welcome to Fab Fit Friday. I'm trying to get my mojo back from having COVID, and I will say that the thing that's lingering is just like I'm tired and like my head feels stuffy and I feel like I want to cover my cleavage. So, what we're going to do today is I'm going to share with you my new design for my top, and I apologize, my little cleavage is showing and my little sports bra is showing, but there's going to be a wide band finish on the neckline. I'm going to try to show you how to do that after I model this for you. Hi Diane, welcome. I thought today I would share my new bodice design. I sewed it together. I have some ideas on fabrics that might be a little bit more attractive than this very crisp shirting fabric that I'm using to test the fit of it. And the other thing I'm noticing is now that I've got it on sleeveless, I think I want to extend my shoulder just a tad here, because I think it's, I think I just need a little bit more room, and that might be what was causing wrinkles on my sleeve, because I think it was dragging too high up onto my shoulder now that I'm looking at it. So before I make a real version of this top, I'm going to just add probably a 1/4 inch or so another 1/4 inch or so, just to let the cap relax. And then those of you who followed along with me on my subscription club that I did with Cool Stitches, one of the things that I designed for that series was a lantern sleeve. I love a lantern sleeve. It basically is a regular sleeve at the top, and then when you get to the wrist, it bells out and then comes back in at the very end of the wrist, so it kind of bubbles out and comes back in. So I'm going to design a sleeve to go with this. I also think that this design needs a soft drapey fabric like a rayon challis, or maybe even a, I don't know, something dressy for the holidays maybe. This might be my holiday top. I'm kind of excited about it. Let me just stop and say hi to Diane and Judy and Kara. Welcome. I'm going to stand up and show you how the style line looks. Okay, so you can see this is a style I cannot buy in the store because my bust is so large, plus the measurement from my shoulder to my apex is longer than ready to wear. So you can see that having, hi Judy, welcome. You can see that being able to design your own on a bodice that fits you will allow you to get this style line to sit where you want it, like underneath the fullness of my bust. So like if I were making this a snug top, you can see that it would sit right under my bust. But my goal for this top is to make a soft, drapey bottom here, and I'm even considering cutting out the bottom portion on the bias so it's got some more movement to it, because again, this is a very crisp fabric that I'm working with here. I just want to show you the entire bottom. Okay, there's the side and there's the back. So I'm kind of excited about this. I think it's got a lot of potential, but again, this fabric needs to be less crisp. And maybe I can actually mix 2 different fabrics together to make this top kind of cool and more flattering. So, oh, hi Lean, welcome. I was just showing my top, so you can see this is my top that I'm working on. I'll show it one more time. Lean sent me a picture of her shirt she made from her Bodice draft, and I can't wait to show it to you. I'm going to show you in a minute. She told me that I could. So someone had commented under the video that they would have made this style line straight across, and that is certainly an option. Okay, so that's another thing you can do if you don't want to have it peek up and sort of contour the bottom of your bust. You could make this line straight, but basically this is how it came out. And again, this is just a test. I sewed it out of a crisp shirting fabric, and oh, Kira says, love this design. Thank you. And Judy says, looks great. Thank you. Now keep in mind, this is going to be covered, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that in a minute. So I'm going to come off camera, and I'm going to take this off now. Will this be one of your patterns to purchase? Well, I may develop this into a pattern. We'll see, because it is a cool design. And, you know, I am in the middle of drafting new pants patterns right now. So if I do this, it'll be like spring 2023. But I do have it on my list of something cool that I can create probably for the spring and summer. This would be really nice sleeveless. But I am going to add a sleeve to it for the fall. So let me just go off camera. I'm just going to put my my regular shirt back on. I'll be right back. Okay. The weather continues to be very weird here in Connecticut. It got cold for a hot second, and then it got warm again, and now that hurricane, I hope everybody in Florida and up the coast is okay with this hurricane, but it's coming here now, and we're supposed to get a lot of rain tonight, and it's warm and yucky. So it's like I never know what to wear. Hi, Janie. Oh, Judy's clapping, yay. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really feeling very energized in terms of wanting to create new designs and things that are not like your basic set. So like I have all of my basic, you know, yoga pants, t-shirt, you know, pull-on pants. I want to start making some cool things. So that this you probably will see as a upcoming pattern in the spring for next year. Okay, so what I want to do here is, before I get going on that, I just want to touch base with you on this other project that I promised I would show you. If the knit shorts that I made using the top-down, center-out method, remember I stretched it out, so I wanted to see if washing and drying it would fix it. So let's look at that first. So here are my shorts that I washed and dried, and I'm sad to say that you can still see the wrinkly side of it. Now remember, this is a just a lightweight cotton jersey, so it's not. Oh, you can't hear me? Give me a minute. Let me get my Rode mic here, and let me make sure I'm talking to it. Hold on. It was a little bit far away. Is that better, Diane, if I have it like right in front of my face? Well, let me see here. Oops. Oh, Mary said, sorry, hubby was folding laundry and supervision was required. That's so funny. Oh my God, I wish my husband would try to fold laundry. I would supervise him. That's funny. Oh, hi, Andrea, welcome. And Diane, let me know if moving my microphone closer to my face is making it louder. Okay, good. Sorry, I had it behind my computer, so now I have it right here. Okay, so getting back to this. This is a lightweight cotton jersey, so maybe something that's more substantial would not stretch out, and then you could use it as a second leg on your actual shorts or pull-on pants if you're working with knits. So again, I'm just going to wear these as pajama bottoms, so really they'll be fine and they'll fit nice. I just will have that wrinkly, you know, the extra wrinkle on one side. So I guess my recommendation is do not use your fitting leg, especially if you spend a lot of time, you know, fitting it and stretching it and trying it and moving it around, maybe don't use it in your final shorts or pants because it's still there where it's stretched out. So that puts a topper on that thing that I promised I would do. All right, so now let's look at this. Here's the design. And you know, you can see, like when you lay this down on the table, you can see how long this is to get the bodice to fit from my shoulder down to under my bust. Like you're not going to be able to find this off the rack at a store. Usually when I try these tops on, this seam is up on my bust and that looks terrible. So, you know, it's really good that I'm having the opportunity to make my own. You can see here, instead of a dart, I transferred that detail into gathers. So see, I gathered up where the dart was. And I think that adds to the style of it to have it be a dart. So what I'm going to do here is, oh, Kathy says, I love this top. For me, it would be what I would put on the evening. Yeah, it is. It can be very dressy. It is going to be more of a dressy top. I'm thinking I might develop this into one of my holiday outfits for Christmas or Thanksgiving, maybe even. So remember, when I designed the neckline, I made it pretty low because what I'm going to do is, let me just draw you a picture. Just need to find one of my dry eraser markers here, which I don't understand why I can't keep them all nice and handy. Seriously. I guess I'll have to use the green one. The green, oh, here's the red one. Perfect. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing with this neckline. So it's like this. You know, there are the shoulders, right? So I'm going to create a, oh, and there's like this. I'm going to create a band that is the width of this bottom edge here, and it's going to come up and it's going to overlap like this. So a lot of this area where my cleavage was showing will not be showing on the finished garment. And the other thing I want to do here is, when I designed this initially, I made it a very straight, this is a straight line, and I think that's kind of severe. So I want to curve that out slightly to open it up a little bit more above the base of the neckline. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my, this is the actual pattern piece here. Let me just make it a little darker so you can see what it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to measure from, you know, I'm going to find the basically the middle. So if it's 11 inches, that's 5.5. So about here is the middle of that neckline. I'm going to go in, let's say, I don't know, a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to draw myself a line like that. Then I'm going to use my French curve to give this design a little bit more shape. So basically I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to bring it back to the original shoulder like this. So it's going to do this. Whoops. I want to make sure I keep it on the original edge, but I'm gonna, oh, maybe I'll do it like this. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so see, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out that edge and give it some shape. So basically it's gonna do this. And then my seam allowance will be just, will move out here. I'm not going to measure it, but just so you can see my seam allowance is going to be out here. So it'll still, you know, be like that. And you can see the bottom of the opening at the neckline is 1 inch. Well, 7/8, well, yeah, 1 inch. We'll say it's 1 inch down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create I'm going to use a knit strip to finish the neckline. And I think what I'm going to do is, let me see if I can just really easily adjust this. If I just take out my shoulder seams here, I'm just going to recut my neckline to be this new shape, because once I tried it on, I realized it was too severe of a straight line. So let me just, oops. Okay, so let me just take this apart here. I'm just going to recut my front neckline. It'll just take me a second. And again, this is just a muslin, so I really don't care. You know, I was a little bit mean to the shoulders, but that's okay. So see, this will allow me to fold this in half, like this. And I'm just going to pin it together out here so it stays without shifting. And then I'm going to recut that front neckline edge like that. See, I'm just pinning it so it doesn't slide around. Okay, and then I'm going to put this back on here. Like this. And basically what I'm going to do, see, I'm going to just cut out that extra. So see how that extra is what I want to get rid of. And so just for a test, I'm not going to be like super serious about it. If it doesn't come out perfect for this, you know, again, this is just a sample. But you can see now it's got a more gentle curve to that opening. Oh, Mary says, Kathy, to dress up or to come home and relax. I think this is going to be a dressy top. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to re-sew my shoulders here. Oops. All right, so I'm just going to re-sew my shoulders, and then I'm going to show you, oh, you know what? Before I sew the shoulders, I want to show you this Material Magic stuff. Now, I know some of you already know about it, but if you don't, I think everybody needs to get a bottle of this because it's really been saving me. So this Material Magic, I put a link, one of my affiliate Amazon links underneath the description of the video for this. I love this stuff. So basically, I cleverly bought the bottle without the spray top. So Anna got me this lovely pink bottle, spray bottle. Hi, Carol, welcome. And what I'm going to do here is I am going to spray this strip pretty good, like this. Now the instructions on the container say to let it soak in for about 10 minutes. So the whole idea here is you want the Material Magic to soak into the fabric. All right, so I've got it all nice and wet, and I'm gonna just let this sit aside for a few minutes. So while I'm doing some other things, this will just be, you know, I think I'm gonna hang it up. So see, I've got it all nice and wet. I'm just gonna hang it over my jib of my camera jib there and let that soak in for a second. So we'll come back to that in a second. And then before I sew my shoulders, the other thing I want to show you is Lean made a beautiful shirt using the basic bodice draft, and I want to just share it with you. I asked if I could, so let's look how lovely this, whoops, look how lovely Lean's shirt came out. So I always love it when you guys share your projects with me, and you know, it makes my heart happy to know that I'm, you know, sharing how to do some things with you guys, and then you go off and do them and you make these beautiful garments. So Lean gets a gold star for this beautiful shirt she made from the basic bodice draft. So I wanted to share that with you. Mary says, I have that and I use it when I'm doing cover stitching on thin fine fabrics, works wonders. Yes, and it really helps with the curling. So I'm going to show you how to work with it after I sew these shoulder seams. And Mary, if you have any other tips you want to share with us, feel free, because you know, we all know I don't know everything. So feel free to, you know, tell me if you have any tips that you have with that Terial Magic. It really makes working with knits that curl, you know, it's a game changer. So I'm just going to sew these shoulder seams back up. And then I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get back over to my gray knit, and I'm going to press that. So speaking of which, just going to make sure my iron is not auto off. Okay. Oh, so Lean, Judy says, wow, her shirt came out gorgeous. Diane said, very nice shirt. And Kira says, great job, Lean. Yay! Nice job. And also, thank you so much for letting me share it, too. Okay, so. All right. All right. Okay, so I've sewed, oh, man down. I dropped my pin cushion, sorry. Okay, so, oh, Mary says it washes out wonderfully, and Diane says, Jen, Mary does have a strong order. Okay. Okay, so let me just show you this. This is back to normal now, or back to where it was before I took the shoulder seams out. Now we have a little bit more of an open neckline. And Lean, that shirt is not bad for an experienced sewist as well. It came out beautiful. Oh, a strong odor. Oh, a strong odor. Oh, we're going to smell it. Mary says that you can smell it when you spray, but not after it dries. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get my cut and press board back. Now, this is the side that I pressed on. It's a little bit damp, so I'm going to turn my pressing board over and use my dry side. And basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lay out my knit strip. And I think there are parts of this you can see that did not get completely saturated, but for what we're going to use this for, I think it'll be okay. So, Mary, do you use a press cloth when you do this, or you just touch your iron to the wet directly? I'm just going to touch it directly to the wet. Now, I don't want to rub, but I do want to flatten out the curl. So I'm going to flatten out my curl, and I'm sort of going to pat this to dry it. And you're going to notice just how much easier this works, you know, when you're working with knits that curl. So So I'm just going to press this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it down to the size I need. So the base of the neckline is an inch open. So I'm going to fold it in half. I also need a seam allowance. So I'm going to use a 3/8 inch seam allowance. So I need 2 3/4 inches to make a finished inch when it's folded over. Oh, Mary says she irons it directly and she usually sprays iron, then lets it sit for a while. When I did this for when I was working on my shirt jacket for Abby. I was using this knit to finish, Hong Kong finish my edges, and I used it for that. And basically I let it sit for a good 10 minutes, and what that does is it allows the Ethereal Magic to sort of spread across the entire surface of the fabric if you missed spraying it directly in places. But even with it being slightly scattered in terms of the coverage, or sparse in some areas, it's still working really well. The goal for me is to keep the edges from curling. You know, because if you're only working with a 1/4 or 3/8 inch seam allowance, you really need edges that you can sew accurately. And if they're curling, then that makes it very difficult. So you can see how nice this is, and it's got like this nice body to it now. See, it's kind of cool. So it's always amazing to me when there's something out there that can make life easier, and it takes me so long to realize it or notice it. And actually, I think it was Mary was the one that told me about this initially. Because before I was just using the kind of spray starch you could buy at the grocery store. And, you know, that works, but I think this works much nicer. So I'm trying not to stretch my knit. You know, the other interesting thing is I'm thinking about this as I'm pressing this. I'm hoping when as I put it on, now that it's kind of it's got a stiffer feel to it, I'm hoping I can stretch it still a little bit onto the neckline. We'll see. Okay, so I think I probably have enough. I only did enough to go around the neckline, so I'm guessing that's probably long enough. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to keep this piece for later for something else. Okay, now let's leave it over here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half, and I want right sides face out. I think this is a glob of the Ethereal Magic there, but I'm just going to, I guess, let that be. I'm going to fold it in half. Whoops. Like this, and I'm going to press it in half now. Oh, I also want to wish everybody a happy Veterans Day, and you know, make sure you take a minute and really be grateful for all of the service members who have kept us safe, all the veterans, you know, even the existing service members. It is important to take a minute and, you know, really just be grateful for people who sacrifice so much to, you know, protect our liberty. So I just wanted to mention that as well. Okay. All right. Okay, so you can see here I have a nice piece of knit to use now to try to finish this neckline. Now I'm going to cut it to the size I need. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my ruler. See if I got notes. Judy says she... Oh, wait, let me just answer some questions before I get going here. Hold on. Judy's asking, will the spray work on silky fabrics to make it easier to sew? I absolutely think so. I think you can use it on anything you can wash, because you have to have the ability to wash it out. So if you're working with silk that you're not going to wash, I would not spray it onto here, because then you can't get it off. And then Judy asks that. Lean says, is this some kind of starch? Never heard of it over here. It's Material Magic. So it's like material without the MA. And it's designed to stabilize fabrics. And Judy says, I usually use a starch slinky fabrics to make them easier to stitch with. I think this would work too. And Mary says, I am from the Vietnam times. Veterans Day brings back memories of losses. Oh, I know. I am so sorry. It is. It's a hard thing. And it's such a huge sacrifice, not only for service members, but also their families. So really take a minute and just give thanks and be grateful. And if you know a veteran or someone in service, make sure you reach out and, just send them your love, because it's a big thing. Okay. All right, so we are going to do 1 3/8 inches. I think I'm just going to go to 1.5 inches because, well, I can do 1 3/8 inches on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim it to size. Oops, sorry. I'm just going to trim it to size here. Like this. Oops. I was actually born in San Diego in 1968 because my dad was stationed on a boat. He was in the Navy, and he was off the coast of California. So my mom went all the way out there with him, and that's where I was born. I mean, I do feel lucky that, our generation didn't really have to have a huge draft like that and live through something like that. So I do feel grateful for that. Carol says the same thing. Andrea says, I was an Army wife during the Vietnam War. Lots of friends lost. I know, that's so hard. And Carol says, marry me as well. That's truly was a sad time. Yep. And Pat says, I buy a jug of starch concentrate and mix 2 to 1 water. Works well, but can scorch. Material Magic doesn't scorch. Oh, that's a good tip, Pat. Thank you. Okay, so you can see here now, I'm just going to stretch it for you. See how I can still stretch it after I've applied the Material Magic? And notice, knits that tend to curl when you stretch them, this one does, but notice it's not curling after you stretch it. So look how nice this is going to be to work with. Okay, so here's how we're going to use this knit strip. I am going to put it, it's going to go, of course, I didn't think about this ahead of time. So we have, I think I want it to sit into this opening like this. Like I want it to be in here like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this tail for now a little bit longer So when I turn it to the inside, it'll be sticking down like that. Okay, so I'm just going to leave a little bit extra there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pin it a little bit. Just a couple just to get it started. And then I'm going to turn it inside out so I can sew inside the circle. Okay, so let's get the sewing machine over here and let's try this. This is a complete experiment. Just between you and me, I've never worked with a V-neck like this with a flat bottom. So I'm assuming this is going to work. We'll see. So we are going to sew this starting, I'll put this into the machine. Kira says, thanks for sharing this product. It will help cut small strips of jersey for t-shirt yarn. Yes. That's a good use for it. T-shirt yarn, I like that. What do you knit with your t-shirt? Knit or crochet with your t-shirt yarn? All right, so let's see. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer so you can see. And I'm going to start stitching like a 3/8 inch away from this corner edge right there. And I'm going to gently stretch it as I stitch as well. Okay, so I'm going to back tack just so it doesn't come undone. All right, so I'm going to try to keep an even 3/8 of an inch. Oh, Kira says, oh, you make rugs with t-shirt yarn. That's kind of cool. All right, so see, I'm going to stretch this, but I'm not obviously going to stretch this. So I'm just going to gently stretch this a little bit. And I'm just going to sew along here. And I'm just going to carefully go around the neckline. I'm just stretching it a very little bit. Also, I'm super excited. I'm teaching my first of 2 top-down center-out pants fitting classes tomorrow and Sunday. So you know if I'm teaching, it's going to be a great weekend. And if anybody is sad that they missed out on that opportunity, I do have a few spaces left in the next class on the next weekend. I'm just making sure that I thought it was like pulling away in the back, but it's because I cut that right there with my seam ripper, so I just wanted to make sure everything was still okay. All right, oops. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going here. I'm going to, gently pull it across the back neckline. And now we're coming towards the other shoulder seam. I'm trying to manage my fabric so it, stays out of the way here. I'm obviously, normally I'd have my fabric over here, but it worked out that it's over here. Oh, Carol says she can't wait to start hers. Did you prep your pattern, Carol? Are you all ready to go? All right, so I'm going to keep my seam allowance pointing to the back here. And I'm going to keep stitching. All right, so let's see. I'm just going to keep on going straight through my shoulder seam here. Okay, my sewing machine is at a really weird angle like this, so you can see. So my sewing is not the best, not the best, because I'm trying to get it so you can see what I'm doing. So it's a little bit awkward of an angle for me, but I think it's working out. All right, I don't want to catch this end, so I'm making sure I keep this out of the way when I come around to the other side of the bottom of the neckline here. All right, so I'm just going to sew until I get right to the corner. So see, there's my corner right there. So I'm going to stop sewing right there, and I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to back tack. All right, let's take it out and look and see what we have. Okay. Oh, Diane says, better take a look at the pattern prep required. There really is no pattern prep required. We're going to be spending the entire first class making our waistband and also picking sizes. And then you'll have 2 hours between the first class and the second class to prep your pattern. But we're going to take our time and pick really appropriate sizes so you can... I think it'll make it easier fit. I'm kind of excited about the choosing separate sizes for the side seam and center back inseam. So I'm kind of excited about that. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clip into these corners. I think I need to do that to get it to lay flat. So I'm just going to put a clip here, and I'm going to clip here. And then I'm going to turn this to the inside, and I'm going to press this little bottom edge down, and I'm just going to pin it across like this. So see, there's my start like that. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this one. Oh, hi Momzilla, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Lean says, what fabric do you use best for making a smushing wee? I don't know what a smushing wee is. Carol says she's waiting for her knee to heal, and it works really well timing wise. Oh, for muslin or knit. Oh, muslin for knit. Okay, so when I'm working on a test knit garment, I buy fabric like this. I bought this at a store in town, not in town, a couple towns over, that all their fabric is $3.99 a yard or $2.99 a yard or $4.99 a yard, depending on what you're picking out. So if I find a good knit there, I'll just buy 10 yards of it and keep it in stock to... you know, keep it in stock so I can test knit garments. So I always use a knit fabric for knit muslin. Okay, so, wait a minute. All right, so Carol says it really worked well timing-wise, and, she said you'll love it. I think, so Carol already took Top Down Center Out pants fitting class, and I think she's telling you guys that you would love the class, I think, right, Diane? Right, Carol? And Judy says, I can see that top made for me for office work. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a cool top. I do think I will, make this into a pattern to add to my collection. But look at how easy this was. I didn't even know if this was gonna work, I'll be honest with you. But see how nice and easy that is to get that right in there like that. And then this one's just gonna crisscross here. Now I think I might have pulled it a little bit too much. What I want to do is I'm just going to sew across here. So let's look at the inside. I'm just going to get these to come to a 45-degree angle like this. I'm going to pin it down here, and then just to hold it, I'm going to sew across the bottom of the neckline. Then I'll try it back on so you can see how it looks with the neckline finish. I may have to move my, I may have to move the neckline up. I don't want my cleavage to show at the bottom of my neckline, so this might be a little bit too low. But basically, I'm just going to stitch across here just to hold everything, and then I'm going to try it back on again. Oh, Carol says yes. Okay, so Carol was saying you'll love the class. And also, Carol, I'm so happy to know that you love the class. I think the exciting thing about that top-down, center-out class is you can see what everybody else is doing, and it's very inspiring. Like, one of the girls in the first class had never sewn pants before, and she left class with a muslin that fit. All right, so here we go. I am going to just sew that straight across there, you know, just so it's staying put. So now I'm going to trim it, and I'm just going to let me try it back on to see how it's looking. So basically, see, I'm just going to trim this like this. So it looks like that on the inside. All right, let me just try it back on and see. Hold on one second. Oh yeah, I think I pulled it too hard. Let's look at it together. Oh, and my cleavage is still showing too. I can see it already. All right, let me just switch my view. Here we go. All right, so, well, maybe pressed though. You know, maybe pressed, that would be okay. I can give it some steam and see if that, you know, stops this crisp cotton from gathering. Notice it also picked up my shoulder here, so I think it's pulling a little bit too hard. I think I stretched my knit just a little bit too much, but you can see where this neckline's going to work. So we're going to make some notes here. I am going to move up my neckline 1.5 inches so it's up here, okay, because I do not want that to show. So I'm going to do that. And I think when I sew it on the next time, I'm going to stretch it a little bit less. But all in all, I really like the neckline. So I'm kind of excited about this. All right, let's see. Oh, Momzilla says, YouTube's Inside the Hem raved about your teaching on the top down, center out. Oh, she did? That is so cool. I love Lindsay over there at the Inside the Hem. If you guys haven't checked out Inside the Hem, definitely go check her out. She's got so much fun on that channel. She does a lot of sew-alongs, and she reviews patterns, and she tells you what the Joann sales are going to be. She does a lot of fun stuff on her channel, Inside the Hem. She reached out to me, and I showed her, I gave her some, you know, I showed her how to do some of the top down, center out. But anyway, all right, so see how cool? I think this shirt is definitely coming along. I'm really happy with this. It was very easy to do, and I didn't even have to stress out and figure out how to do it. It worked out lovely. So that's the neckline. This is the top. All right, so I think that's everything I wanted to do today. I'm super excited. I will tell you that the topic for Fit Tip Tuesday, Kira says, I thought I would like the straighter neckline better, but when you cut it at a curve, but I really like it. Yeah, see, it's not, so like if you have a straight V, it's very severe. And it's not bad or wrong, it's just architecturally a straight V. So I just wanted to open it up just a little bit. So if you noticed, I only pulled it out 1/2 inch over here. So it wasn't a ton of curve, but I think it just gives it a little bit more of a graceful shape. Not that doing it straight is wrong though, because you can leave it straight if that's what you like. Oh, Mary wants me to stand up. Okay, so I don't know if you were here at the very beginning, Mary, because I know you were supervising your husband folding laundry, but what I was saying about this part of the top, this I think needs to be a soft drapey fabric, maybe even cut on the bias here. Okay, so this is too crisp for this part of the top, But mostly what I was concerned about was the position of this seam and the fit of the top part. This I can work with. Anyway, so let me just show you the back. Okay, and I made it long. I don't know, what the finished length will be, but that's how it fits. And here's the top. You can see it is pulling here. So I will be relaxing that when I make my real deal one. But I'm pretty pleased with this. Okay. Boop. All right, so I just want to thank you all for hanging out with me. I want to encourage all of you to stay safe from COVID, because I'm a really hardy person and I snap back, and a lot of times I don't even get sick. I can't remember the last time I had a really, really bad cold. I feel much, much better. Like, I hiked this morning, but I will tell you that like, it lingers. Like, I feel like there's just something in there that's not going away as fast as I would like. So basically just keep yourself safe and get your vaccines and get boosted too, because I think that helped me not get as sick as I could have. So anyway, okay, so Pat is asking me, could this top be done in a stable knit? The curve of the neckline is lovely. You know what? It probably could, but remember, this pattern was drafted from my basic bodice that we drafted, and I tested it in a non-stretch fabric. So I might have to make some small adjustments to it to make it a knit top, but I think you probably could. You might need to adjust it a little bit. Momzilla is singing ivermectin here in Canada, Hong Kong. Oh, Kara's asking, when you washed your pants today, did they work themselves out? No, they did not. I showed that at the beginning, but let me show it again. Also, just remember, this knit is a really, it's a thin cotton knit, so it might not be as fabulous as a bottom weight knit, but you can see here it still stayed. So it did not, shape itself up after putting it in the washer and dryer. So for me, no big deal. I'm going to use this for pajama bottoms. They're perfect for me for that. So, I will still wear them, but I don't think I'll be using my knit leg that I use to fit my pants as part of my finished pants going forward, because that did not spring back into shape. Okay. All right, so I think we did everything I wanted to do today. I'm super excited. So I finished Abby's shirt jacket that I was working on, and I'm going to be fitting Anna, a pattern to Anna, to make her a shirt jacket. Her shirt jacket is not going to be lined. I don't know if any of you did not see the pictures of Abby. I can show you really quickly here. She was so excited, and I have to say that when she said to me, "Mom, this shirt jacket fits better than the one I bought in the store," I was so excited. So this is Abby, my daughter, in her shirt jacket. Let me see if I can make it a little lighter. Whoops. Okay, so we've got that one, that one, that one. Here's the back. Here's the lining. Yeah, she's a ham. She loved to take pictures. So basically, I'm going to be making one of these for my daughter Anna, and I have poo-pooed Joanne Fabrics. I've poo-pooed Joanne Fabrics for a lot of things. But the one thing I will spend money on at Joann Fabrics is their flannel. I know it holds up because I make flannel pajama bottom pants for Christmas for my nephews every year, and they wear them to death, and that the fabric holds up. So this is a 108-inch wide flannel quilt backing that I've washed and dried, and I'm going to use this to make Anna's shirt jacket. And then I also found some very luxurious ultra suede or faux suede that I'm going to use for the facing pieces. So her cuffs, under collar, collar stand facing, button placket is going to be this really nice faux suede. So I'm going to be working on that, as well as some other things. I'm working on new pants patterns and stuff too. So depending what I feel like working on at the moment. Oh, Momzilla says she's grown up since her prom dress. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh my God, that was such. Hold on. All right, so Abby has, if you're interested, I did 2 series of prom gown sew-alongs, and when Abby, I think it was 2016, so that's 6 years ago, when she was a junior in high school, she wanted this very expensive, like $800 lace and lace bodice dress, and I was not going to spend $800 on her prom gown, so I did a prom gown sew-along, and let me just show you a couple pictures from that. And if you're interested, it's all on my YouTube. You can see, you know, all of the, I think it was 2016. Oh yes, here we go. All right, so let me just show you. I'll show you my favorite picture. Hold on. So this is my favorite picture. So here she is, boop, in her prom gown that I made. Oops. Oh, there you go. That's my daughter Abby right there. So she, that dress, I boned it with spiral metal boning. That bodice did not go anywhere. It stayed up. It stayed put. That's my girl. But anyway, so that was her junior prom dress that I made. So anyway, long time ago. It's amazing how fast time goes by. If you have teenagers or grandkids or any of those things, please take a breath and enjoy them, because it goes by so fast. Oh, she was so, yeah, she's so grown up, and she is beautiful. Both my daughters are such a blessing. I feel so blessed to have 2 young women who have grown up and are doing their thing. Abby's actually a 3rd grade teacher now, and we share an Amazon account, so she buys things. She's constantly buying books and different things for her 3rd grade class, and it's just really fun to watch her really enjoy teaching. That's her perfect thing. And Anna is finishing her master's. Her thesis is due on Monday. I read through some of it, and she writes on a whole different level than me. She is so smart. So I just feel very proud of my girls. And anyway, oh, Mozilla says you were my first teacher here on YouTube. I know you've been following me a long time. I really, really appreciate it, and I'm so happy you've got to come to a live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But anyway, all right. So that's all the fun. I did post on my Instagram. Here's something to celebrate Veterans Day. I made this a long time ago, back when I had time to do quilting. So I did, this is, over here is paper pieced blocks to make a heart and a star, and then I obviously sewed the stripes. But anyway, so I posted this on my Instagram today to be patriotic and give thanks. So I think that's the last thing I want to show you guys today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for Fit Tip Tuesday. I'll tell you the topic of Fit Tip Tuesday. The title of Fit Tip Tuesday is going to be Stop taking body measurements when you're fitting your pants? Question mark, question mark, question mark. That's the topic for Tuesday. And then on Friday, I will be back with another Fab Fit Friday. Probably something, maybe I'll have more progress on this. So this is really driving me crazy that it's gathered up like this now. So I'm going to work on that during the weekend. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe, and I will see you again next week. Bye.